Hello, my name is Fran Odette, and I'm a board member with the Council of Canadians with Disabilities. This video explores the experience of belonging in the workplace. We can talk about access and inclusion. However, when a worker with a disability doesn't feel that they are able to bring all of themselves to a workplace, along with feeling welcomed and being welcomed, this can contribute to a feeling of isolation and exclusion.
I don't feel like I belong when it's only myself and the person that trained me are the only two colored people that that's working in that office.
I don't feel like I belong particularly because mental health has been really big in kind of media recently, and there's been a lot of talk about it and the effects in the workplace. It actually makes me feel a lot less safe and a lot less like I belong, because there's still a lot of stigma attached to those things. So there's always that balance of what happens when I start to talk about these things openly in an environment that's telling me that I should be able to, but then punishes me when I do kind of openly discuss some of the challenges that I have and how my life is impacted.
I feel I don't belong when I'm not seen as a person first, because knowing who I am as an individual, I have so many likes, I have many hobbies, many topic matters that I would love to discuss, and many attributes and traits that I can offer to a workplace. But when I'm just seen as the Black man, and we're going to get some advice from the Black man about Black Lives Matter, or I'm seen as just the blind individual, your opinion only matters when it does come to accessibility, but everything else, we're just going to dismiss it.
Working environments where I don't have a sense of belonging are when individuals try to avoid contact with me. Maybe because we use differing languages, maybe because we come from different cultures, and there's a real lack of connection there. If somebody is utilizing a third person as a conduit because they feel more connected to them and dismissing me, it makes me feel like I should just go and sit alone in a room and have that third party be that conduit for communication.
For me in the workplace, it would have to be not just accepting for me as a person with a disability, because since I'm new at work, I have to be quick. So once I work another few days, I'll be able to be almost as quick as I should be.
What I need in the workplace is safety, and genuine safety, because I actually need people to see me as disabled rather than not. I have a lot of mental health challenges, depression, anxiety, and I'm also autistic. But I have a very spiky skill set, so a lot of people don't recognize that, because I can be a very high achiever in certain ways, but that's not sustainable long term.
Something I definitely yearn for in the workplace is to have that idea that I am not just a person who lives with sight loss, and to have that idea that I have a dynamic standpoint to the way I work, my creativity, I'm just not a person who lives with a disability. Although I am proud of living with my disability, to know that I'm a dynamic person all rolled up into one.
What would make the difference for me in a workplace and foster a sense of belonging is when people make an effort to connect with me. One example I could share is there's one particular workspace that was shared between hearing and deaf staff. And a hearing staff approached me and said, I don't know sign language. And I said, that's okay. We can find another way, whether it's through gestures or trying to talk. And that very same person made the effort and eventually learned sign language.
You heard many ways that diverse people with disabilities and deaf people feel like they don't belong in the workplace. You also heard what needs to happen to make people with disabilities and deaf people feel like they do belong in the workplace. When others make an effort to communicate in the ways that the person with the disability or the deaf person communicates, rather than ignoring them.
Diversity.
Genuine programs.
Respect.
An open heart and an open mind.
Thank you for listening to this short video about hearing from people directly around what makes a difference to belong in the workplace. As you can see, there are things that are really actually quite concrete and actionable for businesses to take on to make sure that their place is inclusive and that people do feel welcomed and belong as a community member and as a team member.